speaking. Thank you. Again, thank you, dearlies. Thank you, dearlies. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and participating, as I said already. Again, we're going to discussing the teaching of the Buddha. Actually, in the Buddha teaching, what is it? Studying, contemplating, and practicing or the meditating. Those are, we can uphold the teaching of the Buddha, and that means that we are going to practice it and meditate and actualize. And truly, we are noble sanghas, right? Sanghas that we can. And this is also not just happened, right? It is coincidental or by just some kind of strange ways. But according to the teaching of the Buddha, it is truly very, very special and beautiful. Why is it beautiful? Because we are not discussing anything kind of more than except kindness, compassion, bring joy and peace, happiness, to benefit for the beings and as well as ourselves, according to our best capabilities. That's what we're really discussing. That's what we're talking. So then, what else? I mean, there's nothing better, more profound, more beautiful, more simple, more casual, more basic than this. Therefore, we should feel happy, joy. What we're doing, what we're standing for, what we're trying to do is really wonderful. According to Buddha's teaching, and as well as all the practitioners, we are doing something remarkable in our life, taking the advantage of our beautiful, precious lives. Life is precious. Life is so important. As well, everyone's life is important, precious. But we disregard it and neglect it without doing anything, then it's kind of wasting. We're not doing that. We're trying to do really something, bring tangible meaning and a tangible result to benefit to ourselves, for all the beings. This benefit is also not just only for short period. This we are going to be together for a long time. It's permanent. It's forever. Actually, whatever we develop with our mind, it stays forever. Whatever we develop with externally, beside that, it all just a question how long it lasts. How long it lasts. But something we developed with our mind, it really stays forever. This will become the stepping stones, so we can activate it, elevate it, bring more bright and more better, more good for ourselves, for the others, forever. That's what we can get enlightenment, become the Buddha, and discover our innate true nature as we will be discussing. So therefore, for that reason, we should feel happy with joy and that. But also generally, for that teaching, when we practice the Dharma, enlightenment is joy. Enlightenment is peaceful. Enlightenment is the uplifting that we all know. So therefore, why we not start right now? Happy, joy, peaceful, really, be more grateful. With that, then follow the teaching. And together with that, and as we're discussing, so important to have the motivation of the bodhicitta, vastness motivation of the bodhicitta for all the living beings. Really thinking sincerely what I'm doing is may this benefit for all living beings, from now and forever, to reach enlightenment, free from all the suffering, difficulty, troubles. Even we take that 1 minute or 1 second, according to teaching is so powerful, is so healing, so uplifting. Really, so uplifting. It's just so also purifying, cleansing, purifying our emotions, God. Or emotion can be also like stains, whatever we have been, it will heal, purify them. And it is very much the essential cause to reach enlightenment. Together with that, and then with the purity understanding, purity realizations. This is the idea and the teaching why also we should bring up the purity realizations. And all those like 3 major states, as you all know. This is not just a kind of like talk and a left and just a kind of once in a while we talk. Those are our practice, what I'm discussing. Of course we practice Dzogchen, but Dzogchen is based upon this. Dzogchen is what called bodhicitta, the absolute bodhicitta. From absolute bodhicitta radiating relative to bodhicitta. So without this bodhicitta, without this beautiful intention, there is no Dzogchens we will get. We just kidding ourselves. We like to something get Dzogchen practice and Dzogchen realization, we leaving all things and we kind of like grab the Dzogchen. That is with kidding ourselves. We're fooling ourselves. Really we won't get any realization. It's just like more, again, fall in a ditch of the duality. And so therefore, bring those all beautiful realizations. Then we follow that again, of course, Dzogchen teaching, as we follow. This is the, again, that's what we're discussing. And now, again, I go over here and you all have this booklet and we look to this booklet as where we left yesterday. And this is, I think we mentioned up to here. As well as in this page 11, I think, page 11, according to this booklet, as well as in the supreme vehicle of the Mantrayana, whichever path you follow, establish the views. That's what I think we saw. Here, Great Master Mipham Rinpoche mentioned, whichever you follow. That means there is, according generally, there is three inner tantras, or three. There is tantra teaching which has divided into three outer tantra, three inner tantras. Whichever you follow, or even the sutra teaching, you have to establish the view. View. It's not just only the Vajrayana teachings. You have to establish the view. And not just only sutra, that again Mahayana sutra, but also even in the first Buddhist school or foundation Buddhist school, we have to establish the view. That is what we're going to practice. Practice means you're keeping up the view. So therefore, you have to, whichever you establish, particularly Vajrayana teaching here, Great Master Mipham Rinpoche says, whichever you follow here, as well as the supreme vehicles of the Mantrayanas. Supreme vehicle of the Mantrayana, there is like three supreme vehicles of the mantras. Those are, or Mantrayanas, those are known as, according to Nyingma teaching, those are known as the Mahayoga and Anu Yoga and Ati Yoga. Those are all familiar words. We all heard so many times. According to the new schools of the Buddhism, which we call New Buddhism, they use the terminology most of the time according to teaching, Father Tantra, Mother Tantra, and neutral tantras. Reality, I heard from the teachers and as well as from the teaching, is basically the same. There is not big difference. So whichever follow you, whether you follow the Mahayoga teaching or Anu Yoga teaching, or those other kind of like tantra names, or Mahamudra follows, or the Madhyamakas, or as like inseparable of the path and the result, those are Saja schools of the Buddhism. Lamdre, whichever you follow, we have to establish the will. That means establish means you have to have tangible will. Again, I use the tangible word, but will, that when we have this established, we have to connect to the will without any hesitation, without a doubt. We have to be confidence. As I said yesterday, we're not practicing this practice of Dzogchen teaching with the belief. Of course, there's maybe two different ways of confidence. Or I believe, therefore I have confidence, sometimes says. But this time, Dzogchen meditation is not just not believing. This Ripa, when we establish it, we have to have confidence. That means Whenever I practice the Dzogchen meditation, I have to have confidence what I'm meditating. What I'm meditating. When you meditate on the Dzogchen, you have to know, you have to have the confidence what you're meditating. Otherwise, if we don't have the confidence on the view, then our meditation become almost like vague presumptions and just a kind of blurred. That is not in this case. Even though it's good, we're trying, but this is not good. For that reason here is establishing. Establishing the confidence vividly see as it is. As it is. That we discussed yesterday, and of course you all know. There is so many teaching, so many books. So many books we read on the Dzogchen teachings. We discuss it. This person, this conception, thinking of this might be, or looks like, I feel good, or is it really good? It's all good, but all is conception. All is mind. What great teacher Buddha Shakyamuni said yesterday, I said from our Tamsa Sutras, the enlightenment nature is right with us, but the conceptions are covered. Conception. Conception is duality. Conception is obscuration wisdom. Because conception is emotions. And the Dzogchen teaching name conception as Semden Rupa Shemji, which is very famous terminologies. Mind and the Rupa. Conception is mind. All thought. Conception is also relative truth. Conception is a relative truth. We have mind. We thinking now. This is conception. But this isn't, we're not meditating the conception. We're not keeping. That is not Dzogchen. So therefore, here, Great Master Mipham Rinpoche said, you have to establish it. That we went yesterday according to Madhyamaka. I mean, you know, you received so many teachings, but all these teachings that you received from so many great masters, reading books, all that, we all pray, we all hope it will click that our view, something that we find. What's called? In many times the teaching said, we hope, we really, all these teachings and all this reading the books will hook our awareness to the ring of the view. Really hook up this. Hook that. I hope it will click. So in order to do that, yesterday we went according to Madhyamaka schools, where this mind come from. On the relative level, we have mind. I mean, nobody can ignore. We have right now. That's what we're thinking. We're discussing. We're communicating. We're verbally talking. Maybe also you're listening. This is all really mind. Mind. Of course, we call listening by the ears. But reality is the mind. Or maybe now, modern time, is brains. Brains. But this time, we're not meditating on the brains. We're not meditating on what we heard. Sound, hearings. We're meditating nature of that. Find out of nature, we're going to relax. Why we have to be that? Why we have to meditate on the nature? Because we've been carried by this mind, by this conception, according to Buddha's teaching, from the biggest times. All the time is carrying. And it's carrying out all the time. We're looking all the time out, looking, listening, all going, thinking, hoping, all these activities really is all out. But what do we gain? What do we got? Fundamentally what I'm talking, that we all need happy, peaceful, calm, soothing, free from acute in the teaching always, free from doubt and hesitations and emotions. But we never got. Never got. No matter how much we are smart, how much we are rich, how much we are capable to do so many things, but still that we are loaded, saturated, completely surrounded by the emotions of these conceptions. Today, we're trying to make the change, something change to this. So therefore, we're going to find out where this mind is coming from, where it is. We went yesterday. It's not just something that you know only we discussed yesterday. You all know that. But we find out this mind is controlling every our aspect. That we know. Every aspect of our lives. It's a big boss. Big CEO, really. More than CEO, it's controlling every activities, every our movements, every our thinking, our activity, performance, everything. It's true. You ask yourself, it's true or not? But where is this mind? This is behind the scene, completely. So therefore, we find out this nature. That is what we call nature. Therefore, the gracious teacher in the lineage masters and Gurupema, they taught those to discover it. These are tangible questions, very accurate questions. We are investigating. We have this person in mind, but where this mind come from? By the existing, it products the existing. It's produced. This mind, our present mind is produced by something existing, from something existing or non-existing. Neither and either, we discussed those things yesterday. When we investigate it, there is no answer. There is nothing that you can find at all. That is known as in the teaching, also I call it Dzogchen teaching, we are making division between conception of the mind and the rupa. Rupa is free from every conception. When you discover that nature, when you see that, that is what you're seeing, the great scenes, obvious scenes. That is really nature. Believe it or not. Maybe we're thinking, oh, we like to, nature or mind has to, I like to find something that I can hold. Reality, there's nothing really to hold. It's beyond, what is it? It's also not negation status. Negation status. For those reasons, in the Dzogchen teaching, what is it? Rupa is always in the four great liberated status. Four great liberated status. Always. It's not just newly developed. Always. Those liberated, of course, you know, you heard this many times, and we practice it. And I will list the names and then go little meaning of that, each of those. So, the first is liberated originally. In Tibet, Yedor, originally liberated. And the second is Rangdor, self-liberated. And the third is Cheldor, naked liberated, or fresh, maybe. Cheldor, fresh. F-R-E-S-H, fresh, liberated. And fourth is Tadro, and liberated from every sport. Maybe I translated sport, S-P-O-T. Any sports. So that Rupa is always in that status. What we behold, what we discover through the investigation. Generally, in the meditation, Dzogchen teaching, there is two-way meditating. Those are known as in teaching. Teaching said Jegun and Jogun. Jegun means meditating by the analytics. You're meditating by then what will you gain by the analytically meditating by analytically that. Second is meditating easy approaches. Easy approaches. What we are doing now is easy approaches. Analytic meditation is all those great philosophers, great scholars, studying, contemplating, and then they start meditating in practice. Still they need instructions. According to the teaching, even they vaguely know all that analytically, but receive the final instruction, that the lineage teachings. You need blessings, lineage blessings. Then they meditate. We're doing as an easy approach, meditators. So even though it is easy, but still, because we need confidence to the view, therefore we did those easy analytics. And then the other one, yesterday I also mentioned, those are in the teaching said, find out the mind by Shunne and Dosam in Tibet. Where is it coming from, or where man come from? Where is now? Where is it gone? By that, find out the mind, or nature of the mind. So now we find the Rupa is this Rupa, which is free from the conception, is